சங்கர் சார் இங்கே வாங்க. என்ன சார் வேணும்? இந்தாங்க 400 கோடி பட்ஜெட்டை போட்டு ஒரு பாக்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹிட்டு படம் கொடுத்துட்டு வாங்க. பாக்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹிட்டா சார்? பாக்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹிட்டு தான் சார், போங்க சார். ஓகே ஓகே.
1000 years later.
இந்தாங்க சார் உங்கள் படம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. என்னது இது? பாக்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹிட்டு படம்? உங்ககிட்ட கேட்டேன், பாக்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹிட்டு படம் கொடுக்க சொன்னீங்க. படம் இங்கே இருக்குது, பாக்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹிட் இங்கே. அதாங்க இது. ஏய், நான் உங்ககிட்ட என்ன கேட்டேன்? பாக்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹிட்டு படமாக கொடுக்க சொன்னீங்க. இவ்வளோ கொடுத்தேன், 400 கோடி கொடுத்தீங்க. படம் இங்கே இருக்குது, பாக்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹிட் இங்கே. அதாங்க இது. உட்காருங்க உட்காருங்க. நான் உங்ககிட்ட என்ன கேட்டேன்? பாக்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹிட்டு படம் கொடுக்க சொன்னேன். நல்லா செய்ய சொன்னேன்னா நல்லா செய்ய சொன்னீங்க. 400 கோடி கொடுத்தேன்னா கொடுத்தீங்க. எல்லாம் செஞ்சிட்டீங்க. படம் இங்கே இருக்குது, பாக்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹிட்டிங்க. அதாங்க இது. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. So welcome to my tech series episode 2, and if you guys never see the previous episode, please do have a watch. And like what I say, the my tech series, there's going to be about me pretty much rambling about anything related to movies and just my opinions on it. So in today's episode is going to be my opinion or my take on Shankar and his latest movie Game Changer, and the Sambhavam that he did in that movie. Whether it's a good Sambhavam or not, how do I tell you? Well, that is what I'm going to be mainly talking about this video. So okay, I'll get this out of the way first. My opinion on Game Changer personally is that when I see the discourse and the opinions for the movie, என்னோட ஒப்பீனியன் என்னன்னா இஸ் லைக் the movie is not as bad as what some have put out to be. Like when they say the movie is atrocious and all those stuff, I'm like, it's actually not that bad, you know. ஆனா ஒரு Indian to compare பண்ணோம்னா that's really a very low standard. So at the same time also, I'll be lying to myself if I say that, oh, this movie is great, this is one of the best Shankar films that's been there out there for ஏதோ ஒரு உருட்டுறேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். அந்த மாதிரி நான் செஞ்சாலும் கூட I cannot justify saying that this movie was a good movie. It's like it's pretty much an average to maybe at best average. I could even say it's an above average movie. And pretty much Game Changer showed the biggest problem with a Shankar movie, the once upon a time which was his strengths, has now become nothing but a weakness. Like no matter how grandeur your movie is, it does not matter at all if your storyline does not work, if your characterization does not work. For me personally, like yes, many people say the story is very predictable, and I don't mind that because there was a lot of elements that were connected which I felt was done decently. But again, there were a lot of writing issues, especially when it goes to the characterization, which I felt gave a lot of problem that not only make me disconnect with the movie, like it does not, I'm not engaged throughout. Like compared to other Shankar movies I have done, all these elements very well. But let me start off with the good aspects of the movie. First of all, there's a lot of solid moments where you see Ram Charan's character Ram Nandan, if I'm remembering right, the way that he handles corruption, the way that he tackles the problem, especially the face-off that he has with S.J. Surya, I felt gave that old Shankar feels to it, like the Shankar signature to it. Technically, this film is very solid. Like the cinematography was great. Even though, man, the amount of Mokobo shots they had for this film, I mean, I think even the Mokobot robot wouldn't even know that he can do angles like that. Like every single time Ram Charan just walks, there's a camera here, there's a camera here, there's a camera there, there's a camera there, there's a camera here also. And I swear to God, I was this close of being like Nesamani after the hammer but hit in his head. Like that is how much Mokobo shots and spinning shots they had. I am very shocked that no one went to the theater watching this movie vomited of how these shots were made. But I digress. The pace was very fast and it went to the point straight, which I am going to get to because that created a lot of problems also. And Taman's background score, I felt, even though it wasn't very loud compared to other Taman's background scores, which Taman is known to be well known for his loud background scores, which I enjoy personally. But this movie didn't need to have so much loud background scores, so it did not had a lot, which I appreciate. But yeah, it's like technically this looks like a very clean film, but unfortunately that's where my good aspects of the movie stops, because your movie can be big, grandeur, can have the whatever scale it can have, but it doesn't matter how grandeur your film is, there is no point to all that if you could not connect with the character, if you could not follow through with the character, if you know what I mean. So like I said, the characterization, in my personal opinion, I'm one of those people who believe that your story can be very predictable, but if your characters has a lot of layers to them, they will make the movie enjoyable and make it very engaging. So like, I don't mind the predictability in this movie, but your characters are not engaging as well. If the characters are not engaging, I don't see a point of like getting emotionally connected to them when I cannot even connect with the characters, like on their motivations. If they are just one layer, there's no point to it. Like take Ram Nandan's character, which is Ram Charan's role in the movie. They showcase in the beginning that he's an angry young man. He's an angry young man who gets angry when injustice happens in front of him, just because his girlfriend says to him that in order for you to use this anger, become an IAS instead. So he becomes an IAS. Before that, becoming an IPS. Why was the IPS part there? I actually really have no idea. But he becomes an IAS just because the girlfriend says. First of all, it's like, why is he being angry for all this? Why is he getting angry why is he angry when he sees injustice? I feel like older Shankar movies, they give an explanation for all this. Like take Mudalvan for example, where you see Pugalendi's character, a common man who just wants to lead a common life, is getting thrown into an extraordinary situation, being a one day CM or PM, I think one day politician. And you see how much reservations he had for it. But he still takes up the challenge, he still does it, and he thought his life will move on. But again, politics play a big part on his life, trying to almost kill him. And again, he runs away from it. You understand why he runs away from it. You understand why he does not want to be in politics. It's all layered and justified in the film. But again, it also is justified when they show why he becomes a politician, for the common man also. When you see the struggles, like especially the one scene where Manivannan explains to Pugalendi on why you should become a politician as well. Because for these people, again, we have so many scenes that shows you why the hero should do this. Why is a hero like this? And unfortunately in Game Changer, you don't see that a lot. Besides the father character, which I felt the flashback was actually done very well, they actually justified on why the father's character was like that. And the struggle that character goes through. You understand the sacrifices he will do in order to make sure this political party works. Why the political party works. There's layers to it in the flashback, which unfortunately the main character does not have. Again, we are not following the father Ram Charan's character, we are following the son's Ram Charan character. And the son does not have a lot of layers in terms of characterization. So you're like, he gets angry, okay, cool. It's like these are tropes that we have seen in a lot of movies. And in order for us to root for a character like that, you actually need to justify why is he like that. But it just happens so that the story can move on. That's all. And it's like, there's no point to it. It's like, okay, it's this, point A, point B, point C, get to point D. That's all with the characterization. And that's pretty much what happens to most of the characters as well. So like, there is no there's no point for you cannot even get emotionally connect to them, but there's no material for you to get emotionally connect to. And speaking of things that does not connect, no matter how big your movie is, no matter how much you say you have spent for it or whatever the case is, if that element does not work in the movie, it just does not work in the movie. And that element in this movie I am talking about is Taman's music. Make no mistake, I'm not saying all the songs are bad or whatsoever. When you listen to them, they are not that bad in my opinion. Like, I personally enjoy Jargandi a lot. But then when you see the pacing of the movie, you are like, instead of vibing to Jargandi, you are like telling the songs to actually Jargandi one side. There's no point of you to even be in this movie.
Joker! Joker!
There's no point of you to even be in this movie. Like, they are not interestingly set up in the film, nor they help out the core of the movie. They are just there as speed breakers, but like, that pretty much just drags out the film. It makes it much more slower, like on a very predictable storyline really. You are having all these pauses that does not help the film at all. Like, you spend so much money on these songs, but these are just used as a marketing tactic, which is not valid anymore. Like, we are at a point in time we are like, if the song helps the movie, then yes. If it does not, it doesn't need to be there. Like, this is one of the Shankar signatures, which a point of time where it felt very unique, that his songs are grandeur, they are out there, crazy ideas thrown into the songs. We have already seen a lot of music videos have already done that now. So it became stale and pretty much irrelevant unless if it helps out the movie, which in this situation it just doesn't. And another element that I feel like this movie did not work at all in this might be more of a nitpick, I'm not sure, but I'm just going to say it out there, it's the comedy of the movie. And here's the thing, is that Shankar is not new to this type of comedy. What I mean this type of comedy means like this, certain crass humors, like it's like if you see his movies like from Gentleman onwards, you know that he has certain comedies that has certain sexual innuendos and all those stuff. Like, it comes in between all these movies, but I don't know how people reacted all this in the 90s, but yeah, it's just very, very weird at this point of time. And the thing is that this comedy does not help the film in any way or form. Like, it does not make a commentary or it does not play into the core of the film. No, this just stands out like horribly, honestly. Like, you got Vanilla Kishore's character, who pretty much just ogles at Kira Ivani. And the thing is that they literally have a segment in the movie where they debate about how many seconds at a girl, whether it's considered stalking or not. It's like, huh? Does that help out the film? No. Like, is it funny? Hell no. It's like there is no point to all these comedical elements in the movie. And there is a part where you got J Ram, which actually I like some of his comedical bits in the movie, except for one moment, which was, for the lack of word, I just do not want to describe it really, because I'm like, அடே இந்த ஜோக்கெல்லாம் வந்து 90ஸ்லயே பார்த்துட்டோம்டா, அப்பவே எல்லாருக்கும் கடுப்பாயிருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன், இப்போ அதே மாதிரி பண்றீங்களாடா, ஐயோ. It does not play a part into how this movie, like the movie's core theme or whatsoever. It's like this unnecessary, because like all these elements just drags the movie low. Like, if it does not help the film, it doesn't need to be there. Like, these comedical beats might have been funny for people like in the 2000s or the 90s, but not now. At a point in time, it's like, if it's needed. But like, even then also people will be like, do you really need to have such crass humor to actually evoke a laugh at us? I don't know. It's like, it's just very questionable. Like, these are things that I've seen in older Shankar movies, but even though I don't like it, I'm like, okay, whatever, we move on from it. But now it's just like, if it's not needed, it's not needed. Why are you still bringing all those old tropes back here? I know no one is here to bash a movie just for the sake of it. I know there are some trolls, there are some people who just want to do it just for the sake of it. But not everybody wants to just bash a movie just for the sake of it. And that's the truth. But the thing is that to see a director like Shankar, like whatever I just told, like the things that he excelled before, and to see a director who has made commercial cinema very unique, for him to make such a lazy product, it's a very, very mixed feeling, honestly. It's very weird and it's kind of sad. It is kind of sad, honestly. I mean, like, you can see that a actor like Ram Charan putting all out for this movie. Like, it's in terms of action sequences, the performance, especially the performance for the father character, I think was very strong. But then again, like what I said, if even though your story is predictable, if your characters and the emotional engagement is not there, then there's no point to all this. Like, you can pull off such a fantastic performance, but if your character is not written well, you couldn't really connect to them, which pretty much just makes you feel like you're watching a very forgettable film. Like, this movie had a lot of potential to be a very fun, engaging a fun, engaging commercial cinema movie. Like, you can just go, like, this would have been like a proper homage to older Shankar films. But for this generation, there's a lot of potential to it. But unfortunately, it just ended up being a very forgettable film and really makes us question the game changer, director Shankar. Makes us question him, that has he lost his craft though? Because when you are seeing movies like Indian 2 and Game Changer, yes, this might be two movies, but thinking about the amount of investment thrown to them, it really makes you question, like, has really director Shankar lost his touch? I wish I can give you an answer to it. Many people say that he has. Some say just wait for his other movies. I am stuck in the limbo because he's a director that I look up to big time, because a part of me wants to support him, but at the same time, when you are seeing products like this being made, you have to pinpoint what is obvious. So it sucks to be a director Shankar fan at this point in time, but it is what it is. Let's just hope that he does more better products. I wish he improves more on his writing, which he was very strong on whenever he collaborated with Sujata sir. And that magic missed a lot, but I feel Shankar can come back. I don't know. Only time will tell. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have your own comments about the movie, please do comment below. And if you guys want to watch my previous My Take episode, please do. It's pretty much about my opinion on Tamil cinema in 2024. And I have also released a short film in this channel, so please do have a look out. And until the next episode, see ya.